Brad John from Cruiser Customizing.
Gregory Beck from Tucker Distributing.
On this week's What's With Greg, we're going to be talking about riding in extreme heat. Now, we all know that riding in extreme cold can be extremely dangerous. Frostbite, hypothermia, ice on the road, things of that nature. But riding in extreme hot temperatures is just as dangerous.
Yeah, you could be a victim by having heat stroke, or you could be a victim by the road surface not being the best.
A couple years ago, Uwe and I were riding through the Palm Springs desert area. It was well over 105 degrees. I started to get heat stroke or fatigue, whichever one you want to call it. I was actually starting to fall asleep on the motorcycle because I was overheating. When I realized that, we pulled up the side of the road, pulled out our cooling vest. It wasn't until we got back on the road that I really realized how dangerous that situation was.
Yeah, also it's really important to stay hydrated. Drink frequently. If you don't have a drinking system on your bike, get one.
So today I want to talk about a couple of the items that I use on a regular basis in order to keep myself safe during extreme hot temperatures. The first of those is going to be a mesh jacket.
Yeah, a good mesh jacket is going to go a long way to keep your body temperature down and still protect you in the advent of an accident.
Now, a lot of people think that riding in shirt sleeves is actually the coolest that you can be while riding a motorcycle. And at this juncture, I'm going to beg to differ. Riding in my mesh jacket is cooler than riding in a t-shirt, simply because the sun's rays aren't beating down on my naked skin.
Right, the radiant heat can really affect you a lot. And if you don't believe that, when it's a really hot day, open the face shield on your motorcycle and you'll feel it's like a dragon's breath. When you close your shield, it's cool again.
Underneath this jacket, I'm wearing one of the Technique cooling vests. Now, the cooling vest works best underneath some sort of mesh jacket. That way the wind flow can come through. The evaporative effect can then kind of stay inside the jacket.
Yeah, and if you have some kind of wind protection, it's good because it will keep the element from drying out quickly. Actually, Kyle and I were on a trip and it got to be about 100 degrees out down by Barstow. I put on this element I had and it was so cold because I didn't have any wind protection that I almost pulled over to take it off.
I tested this unit a couple years ago with some of those sticky fish tank thermometers. I put a couple on my skin in various locations and rode. It was 104 degrees outside in Modesto when I started. But the thermometers that I had on my skin underneath this cooling vest, after about an hour's riding, were 68 degrees. It was absolutely incredible.
Yeah, that's a nice feature. You're having a vest like this to keep your body cool, and it keeps your brain comfortable.
Now, one thing I like to point out is this vest does look short, and it's intended to be that way. It's really intended to go underneath whatever you're wearing and to not hang out and look obtrusive.
If it was too long, it would tend to bunch up, and you probably already have a jacket on. You don't need to have that extra bunching going on.
Now, there's an item here on the table from Technique as well that is absolutely revolutionary. This here is a cooling vest that works off of ice and water. Inside this pack is basically a water bladder similar to a Camelback or something of that nature. You're going to fill this a quarter to halfway with ice and then fill it with water the rest of the way. This insulated backpack will then stay cold for hours on end. And when you want to cool your vest down, you flip a little switch and that motor is going to run ice cold water through these sealed tubes, acting like a radiator. This, once again, is an expensive option to the standard cooling vest, but some of the benefits are the fact that it's going to last for hours and hours on end. You only really need to circulate the vest's water when it starts to warm up. You flip the switch, it cools you down, you turn it back off, and you're good to ride. The battery will last for days if worked in that mode, and you're 100% dry. These tubes are 100% sealed. The water's going to flow around you, but not get you wet.
Now we have you, the rider, comfortable. Let's talk about the road. If you have a 100-degree day, and the road temperature is probably going to be 140, 150 because that black tarmac really pulls the heat in. So, given that, you have those little slurry places where they fix the road.
Tar snakes.
Tar snakes. They are diabolical. It's like hitting ice.
Cooling vests coupled with mesh jackets are a great way to ensure that you stay safe while riding in extreme temperatures.
And stay hydrated.
Until next week, take care.
And ride safe.